Ahoy, crypto pirates. Welcome to your discourse syndicate, Captain RG3, and chatting with the captain tonight. We are going to have the gentleman, crypto guy, who actually, Dave Portnoy, whom I don't know who the hell he is, to be honest. I know he's famous or whatever, some gambling, sports, pizza, hot chick dude. I don't know, but don't really care. But I love the fact that people are getting in front of celebs at whatever level they are, and talking hex to them. So anyway, been a crazy week in hex with absolutely nothing going on except for me getting banned from Twitter for the day. Let's say hello to the chat room. I'll talk about the Twitter thing here in a minute. Let me say hello to everybody. So, Children of the Grave, what's happening, bud? Yes, I did decide to grace you guys with my presence tonight. The reason I haven't been on is because this damn cough I've had. Got this. Look at my hair. What the hell's going on here? This is like insanity. Anyway, so I've had this cough. I got on that plane when I flew out to go do the video with Freddie and everybody, and I've had this cough ever since. Now, no COVID, everything's good there, but had this annoying cough, so I've been hating going on stream and coughing all over the place. So it's been really shitty. What's happening, ISO Serenity? Good to have you with us, my brother. Crypto Gains Club, Identity Block, the Silver Sailor, Crypto King is here. Check it out. Join the Legion. Boom. Get that Hex Shield. I ordered mine. So everybody's getting these Hex Shields. I'll tell you what, Motley brought his out to the video event, and that thing is solid, man. It's like what they do is there's these machines that spin that aluminum, and they can warp it into that shape, and really cool stuff, man. They're aluminum spinners. They're badass. I put a huge one in for SpaceX, but yeah, it takes a piece of aluminum, and then it spins it, and then it pushes on it with a die, and the die warps it around and makes it that aluminum shield shape. Pretty cool stuff. But that thing is solid. It's badass, and it's built really, really well. So whatever they're charging for, I think it's a few $100. It's worth it. It's a badass shield, and painted beautifully. Painted absolutely beautiful. I think that is Hex Merch is selling those. Is that who's doing it? Let's see. So let's see. Hey, what's happening? Bree, and who else is in here? Sir Edwards Trichome, David Morales. The Mango Junkie, Rice and Bean, Canned Oranges and Mangoes. Okay. Dorsey 78. Ahoy. What's happening? Cool Luke. Wales stream wasn't fire. Wales was literally on fire. Yeah, Wales is always on fire. That guy is just spitting nothing but fire. We've got some community members that are just, I mean, these guys are phenomenal. Wales is a young man with a lot of fire in his belly. That is for sure. What's up, Jose? Uncle Larry. Al Hexander Pulsator. Nice name. Super Hex. What's up, yo? Hey, man. How's the TikTok thing going, bro? Hope you get back going. Yeah, it doesn't matter. He we had a talk with him and said, hey, what can we do to help? And he's like, it doesn't matter. I'll make another one. Just start building again. All the people that were watching, they had already heard what they needed to hear. So now he can go start again. It's pretty cool. So he don't care. Just like if we were to lose this, which could have happened at any moment with the things that are going on out there. We'll just keep going. We're just going to keep going. We'll figure out another way. Biting Freedom, how you doing? Followed you today on Twitter. I didn't realize I wasn't following you. I just hit the follow button when I finally came back to life because I got banned from Twitter for something really, really stupid. So it was Altcoin Daily tweeted. He said, so if you woke up and your portfolio was worth $1 million, what would you do? And I tweeted back, I'd jump off a bridge, because if my portfolio is $1 million, I would, I guess I was making a joke, being suicidal, whatever. Well, they took it serious. No more than like, wasn't even a minute after I hit that freaking send button. Excuse me. Boom. Whole screen went white. Got a little warning from Twitter saying that you are in Twitter jail, blah, 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 and all that crap. It was pretty weird. I mean, you know what? Everybody out here on the internet is all fired up on, censorship and whatnot. And I mean, I get it, but fuck, it's private business. This is their private businesses. Twitter isn't fucking ours. It belongs to some people. YouTube isn't ours. It belongs to some people. So they can do whatever the hell they want. I mean, what are we communists? Do we want to tell them what to do, dictate what they do? No, it's their thing. If they want to fucking be, idiots and do their thing with their stuff, whatever. It's all, one guy's oppression is another guy's freedom. You know what I mean? So fucking just chill, everybody, and do your thing. Don't worry about it. Make big fucking deals out of this bullshit. We'll just do something else. Believe it. We'll get this out there. It's going to take many years to clean up the messes that are out there. You guys with fires in your belly, just keep doing what you're doing. Hex Machina, what's up, dude? What's up? Mug won't pump like that bump button. Whatever that means. Hexton XS, Hex Bunga. Who else? Gary, Sarah G. Buenos noches. Peanut Butter Hexer. What's up? No off button Hex, 100% uptime. Yeah. And Richard just tweeted out that Bitcoin's been hacked and Bitcoin.org has been hacked. Yeah. So Hexy Rican, Hexy Bunga. By the way, Hexy Rican, I am going to Puerto Rico this next month and going out there to visit and look for property and really want to move out there. Really want to. What's up, Brissology 94 ETH? What's up, Briss? Me and Briss had lunch today. Really nice restaurant. Actually, he paid for me this time. That was awful nice of him. I did have to tip the waitress though, because you got to tip better, buddy. We're Hexicans. We tip better. Calling you out, boy. Calling you out. But you did pick a good place. We had some good food there. Let's see. Mark Reeves, cool Luke. What's up? And who else? Looks like hello, Wealth. Let me go back all the way down to the beginning. Gosh, look at this. Let me see if there's anybody asking questions. I heard Hexy Rican says, I heard RG. I'm happy for you, my guy. There's a few towns near the coast that you would love. Yeah, there is. But problem is I don't have all of the authority to choose where we may be going. It looks like Dorado is the favorites of the fam. So even though I do wear the pants in the family, doesn't mean I get to make the choices. So anyway, call out, tip better. Yeah, Briz. We dropped her a good tip though. Between his tip and my tip, it was a really good tip. She got, I think, maybe half of the meal or whatever, 50% or more. So that was good. Anyway, all right, guys. So we're gonna get right into this. The gentleman that's coming on, he has a video of him going to this Portnoy guy, and we're gonna play the video and talk to him about it and go through it. He shilled him, and it might have been lost on him because the guy didn't get it. But what do you do when you run into a celeb or something and you only have a few seconds to shill? And I'll tell you about one of my big celebrity shills where I did something like that too, and it didn't work out. But I will, I'll explain my philosophy on all that. So anyway, let me bring in the crypto guy. What's up, dude? How you doing, man?
Hey, what's up, RG? Hey, first and foremost, I just want to thank you for having me on the show.
Thanks for coming on.
I've been watching you and Hexo since day one. So, it's a great honor to be on the show, man.
Oh, dude, thanks, man. It's an honor to hear somebody say that, because we just think that we turn the camera on and, Yeah, the number says there's 100 people watching or whatever, but what does it really mean? Are we really speaking to people? Are we teaching people? Are we educating? Are we helping people get out there to shill more? But when it comes back like this, it's in dividends, and definitely appreciate you, man. Thanks for the kind words.
Anytime,
so let's go about, so you guys say you've been watching us. So let's go back into your hex journey. How did you get involved? How did you get in? What happened?
First and foremost, man, I got to shout out, to my dad. He's retired, and he kind of hangs out at the house all day, and he surfs the web, and he ran across Richard Hart, and he put me on to hex. So if it weren't for him, I wouldn't have known about hex. I'm active duty in the military, so I spend a lot of time working and whatnot. And when I don't have time, or when I'm not working, I'm hanging out with my family and stuff like that. So my dad is kind of like, he's got a lot of time, and he found hex. He put me on, so I took his advice on it, and it's been a wrap since then.
So it's been Pops that set you off, huh? That's cool. So
yeah,
what was it about Richard that attracted your dad to him? I mean, your dad's probably about maybe he's my age or a little older.
Yeah, he's 60 plus.
Okay. A little older than me.
I mean, I thought it was interesting too, because my dad's pretty, like, he's like a really good dude. He don't cuss, and he's like super conservative.
Why is that gotta be good? Why does cussing make you good? I have to. I beg to differ.
No, and I'm just saying, like, it was just polarized personalities, because Richard, when I first started watching Richard, I mean, Richard is just he's very blunt, and he doesn't hold no punches back. So I was like, Dad, you watch this guy? And then he was, good thing he started watching him, because if it weren't for that, I wouldn't be in the position that I'm in right now. So I got to shout out to my Pops, man. That's
good, man. That's good. Well, hey, Pops, how you doing? Thanks for turning him our way, and now he's out there shilling like a big dog. So now, excuse me, when I saw the video, it seemed like you knew him because you sent him a message, right?
So I actually was trying to reach out to the community, because he was at so that was my friend's, or my boy's, pizza shop. And
okay,
the only reason why I went over there was because, and if you guys look at the video, I mean, I was straight bumming that day. I was just going to pick up some baseball cards, because my boy Manny, that owns the pizza shop, he's he's in the sports cards. So I literally just take my collection over to him, and he goes through the collection, and whatever he likes, he takes from it and buys those cards. So I was just going to pick up my collection from him, and he came out to the doorway, and he was like, "Hey man, give me like 30 minutes. The pizza guy's here." And so when I look over, it's Dave Portnoy. He's sitting there, and his back's to me. So I'm like, instantly, like, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is a great opportunity, because I don't know about the rest of you guys. I actually do know about a lot of you guys now, because I mean, just through Twitter, all you do is talk about hex, and that's how I've become now. Like, I'll be at work, and I'm like, I've got so many other people on fire at work about hex, and it's just so funny that like how it's just like wildfire. And I don't want to get too far-fetched, so I'll talk more about how, like, it's just contagious, how contagious hex is. But
do you think, I understand the community is enthusiastic, but I mean, once once the light bulb goes off on what hex is, I mean, that's what makes the fire, right? I mean, it's not so much the community and the shilling that we all do and the camaraderie and all that. It's really the math and the product, right?
yeah, totally, absolutely, man. I'm a long-term holder. I don't sit around, and I don't have time to look at my phone each and every day. The only time I have to look really is just to check. Maybe I check daily how my hex is doing, and
Right.
I'm pretty much 100% staked. So I mean, I have some liquid right now, but it's just a matter of time till that gets staked too.
And that's not getting touched because PulseChain launched. So it's just sitting there, right? I mean, you ain't gonna sell
Exactly.
none of that.
No.
Which,
No.
that's it's strange that people are selling right now. But no, it's I feel the same way when the light bulb went off. It was like I got to get the word out there. And that's what happens. You see people like Wales and and Hexo and everybody. Once we found out what Hex was, we just wanted to serve. And I think a lot of that comes from the military minded folks like yourself and me and Hexo and Wales. I mean, these guys all serve. So we have like a kind of an obligation to show people what this is about. And I want everybody out there to understand that that's what being a Hexican is. And that's why we are so enthusiastic about what we're doing, because we figured out math. We figured out a code. We trusted what Richard did because he's a trustworthy human being. And because of all of that formula, we want others to be involved. We want to serve others and show them what this is, because this is the most amazing financial tool that you've ever seen. And nothing exists like it on the planet. It is really what crypto was designed to provide to the world. All these other things, all these promises that the cryptos have given out, they've never equaled up to amounting to anything. They've all been replaced by, the cash apps and PayPal's and what do you call it? All of the other cash moving applications that are out there have just taken over crypto. I mean, they've done a way better job of moving money around than crypto has. The only thing that crypto ever equaled up to was, a speculative gambling tool, and that's why when I found out what Dave Portnoy was about, makes sense to shill to him, right?
Yeah.
I mean, right? I mean, is he even in cryptocurrency, or is he just doing his thing?
So I haven't seen the video, but supposedly I heard that the Winklevoss twins actually had sat him down and taught him about Bitcoin, and
Wow.
I think they even sent him some Bitcoin, and I think at some point Dave sold it, and then I guess what I overheard was that he bought back in but at a higher price from what he sold it at. So I don't know. I'm not going to speak on his behalf. I mean, that's what he did.
Yeah, you
But
don't know.
I don't know. I haven't been really keeping track of him like that, but I do know him because I was watching a lot of his One Bite pizza review videos. Other than that, I really didn't know that he was doing so much of the other stuff that he's got going on Twitter. And like I said, he opened a bookie service now that he does, and whatever. Yeah.
More degenerate gambling, right?
Right, exactly. That's stuff that we don't really mess with in the Hexican community, and it's kind of cool how how we are over here on this side.
Somebody said Dave is in Safe Moon, so
Yeah.
I don't know if he is or isn't, but I mean, it's definitely it's definitely not Hex, because he was asking what the heck is it, and it's funny because a guy like him probably has a nice stack that he can invest. He probably could, change in some fiat and get a decent stack of Hex and watch what happens in a year or so from now. I mean, the guy probably makes money. He's probably very popular, probably has good money coming in with his gambling stuff and whatnot. But I mean, Hex is the perfect hedge for it shouldn't actually be your hedge. It should be your first resort. I mean, I'm trying to get as much fiat out of fiat as possible and into hex right now. You know, I mean, it's almost like the safer bet as I'm watching inflation start to, you know, mess things up even more and more. Fiat inflation, that is. Hex inflation is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, where else do you see an asset inflate and then get locked away for 15 years?
Oh my gosh, it's amazing. Oh my gosh, like there's, yeah, like the people that I bring, I got to a point now where, you know, I love, don't get me wrong, I love to see the hex price go up, but the more people that I can get involved and bring them like, I guess, to a better place financially than they were before, through hex, through cryptocurrency, and their first experience is like hex. It's just that's where that's what makes, you know, that's what makes me happy now. It's not really anymore about how much money I make or whatnot. It's about how many other people I can make happy and financially, you know, better.
Well, that's where the real value it comes in. Like what you said, you know, hey, I've been watching your show, and you know, you've done a lot to educate me and all that kind of stuff. It's that's what it's all about, is helping other people and showing them the way. I mean, the one, don't get me wrong, there is nothing wrong with making money. That is for sure. And having the money thing handled, and, you know, having it go away, and then having options, the freedom that hex has given people like myself and Kinetics to go out and do other things and to even build the community stronger, because of the financial freedom that we do have, I mean, has been absolutely phenomenal. I can't deny that. It's been nice to be able to take a mentality of abundance and be able to put things into action that are even going to help more people. I mean, it truly is an amazing thing that what Richard has created, because, you know, what I was looking at something. So any other crypto or any other asset that I've been in, I've seen, you know, big dumps happen, you know, especially in crypto. You see like these monster dumps, you see monster pullbacks and things like that. You never see in hex what you see outside there. So when you see those dumps, you see it crash and hit a floor and then skid across the floor and bounce down the freaking chart, you know, and you're just wrecked. And then you stay wrecked for so long that people usually exit that position or just sit there, and it never really moves again in a lot of them. But in hex, every time that we've seen a big dip, like, and usually it's one market buy, it's never like a bunch. I mean, we had the big payday dip and things like that. But usually when hex has one market sell, I should say, when a market seller comes in and cashes out a few million, $5-6 million worth of hex or whatever, we see the price dip big, but almost instantly, you know, within hours, it's bought halfway up, and then by the next day, boom, it's back to, you know, moving sideways or making gains again. It's the most amazing thing that I've ever seen.
It really is,
when it does take a dip, you know, and that narrative of you can't take profits is bogus. I mean, I've seen lots of people take some big profits, and hex doesn't get affected by it. Still going up and to the right.
Yeah, I think that comes from, you know, big shout out to Richard Hart on this, but that comes from creating a community that's not selfish and that doesn't want to just take profits and stuff like that. It's actually a community that's come together, and we all want to see, like, we just want to see this thing win, man. And that is like, it's just different.
It's different.
You know, like we want to go flip Bitcoin. You know, people in the other like, I've bounced around before, and I was in different, you know, groups, and I watched the way that they talked, and the way we talk is just like, we want to win. We want to go up there. We want to take down the king, and we want to, what I'm like, we want all the glory, and that's something that comes within the community, and that was created, by the founder, by how, like, and then also, like, just all of us coming together. And we all ran with it. I mean, you guys, I shouted out to you earlier, but I'll shout out to you again. You guys in the beginning, you guys paved the way too for all of us to follow. And then I'm watching all these newcomers come around, and they're talking about, I've never seen a community like Hex, and I'm glad to be a part of the best community in crypto right now.
Yeah. It is the best community in crypto, and it's the best community that I've seen in any financial endeavor. And I've been in a lot of them because I was a network marketing guy, and did pretty good. Built some big teams, did some good work, was involved with some good products, some very fast moving products. One of them actually hit $1 billion. So I was with some good network marketing companies that actually had good teams, because it's the same thing there. They have a, because of the tiered, payouts, you have teams of people that get together and create a community and around the networking effect here. And they were tight knit group of people, because they were all like-minded. They were all success-minded, but nothing like I've seen here, because there is no, everybody's in it for everyone else who's actually doing the work and being part of the community. Because nobody here is really shilling things to, improve just their situation. Like Discourse Syndicate has always and will forever be the community stream. And it is their stream to either keep or, destroy, do whatever with. It's never made a dime for me. It's only, cost money and time. And that's what it's here for. It's here for the community. So, I think that there's a culture that was created, and it had to do with Richard. It was Richard's thoughts and the integrity and everything that he put into the product that leached out into all of us, and all those hours and hours of streaming that he did before he launched Hex. He set the mood, he set the tone, and we just followed suit, and the people that didn't want to be involved didn't get involved. The people that did want to be involved, who were of like mind, did get involved. And that's why we have what we have today. I mean, you look at all the streamers, all the people that are involved in this, and they're all of like mind.
Yeah. And they're all helping too. I mean, because we're not out here shilling the next, the next run up. I mean, we know what Hex is going to do. It's going to run. But we're not over here trying to like get our viewers to you can make a quick 20% here or 50% here. All the guys we attract and the ladies, they're all in it for the long haul, and we all share that same similar mentality. So it's really, I don't know. This is amazing. This is an amazing project, man. Richard really knocked it out the park with this one. And then that's just Hex. I mean, we got PulseChain too. I can't wait till that. I can't wait till that drops.
So PulseChain is working. The testnet is up and it's running, and they're doing the block times are happening like they said they were going to happen. They had one little hiccup when they were launching, but it had nothing to do with PulseChain itself. It had to do with the Ethereum launch, the part of Ethereum that they were launching off of or whatever. And, but they got all that worked out in the first day, and it's been running smooth ever since. Now everybody's, upgrading, working on their hardware, make sure that they're up to par and doing the right things because once it's up and running, man, those block times are going to be solid. Got to be solid.
Yeah. I saw that they were trying to do a stress test on Sunday. I don't know how that went. I haven't actually had a chance to configure, my wallet and mess around with the testnet at all yet. I plan to here soon, but I haven't had a chance to, been busy, but, I trust, I kind of, at this point, I just kind of trust
Right.
everything that he does. Yeah. Like I don't have to go look anymore. I
I know
just go about my life, man.
and that's how he designed it to do. So you can, just sit back and watch it, just stake it and sit back and wait till your date comes and then unstake and figure out what you're going to do with it. I mean, it's really, thought-free crypto. I mean, when I've owned any other asset, you had to watch it like a hawk all day long, every day. You're trying to see when a good time to move it is and all that kind of crap. Excuse me. It's a joke. And Hex has taken that away. You don't got to worry about Hex. Just set it and forget it and move on with your day.
Yeah, man. It's amazing.
Cool. So what else?
Yeah.
What else have you been a part of? So when did you get into crypto? I know you said your dad was Hex your first crypto product that you got involved in?
No. So 2017, that was actually my first time messing around with crypto. And I know you remember that was Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin,
that was big
XRP. Big Connect.
That was those days, man.
Big Connect. Yeah, I do. We had what was that? Yeah, all those coins from back in the Stellar. Everybody thought Stellar was the next big popping thing. A lot of people thought that was the next big popping thing this year, or this last bull cycle. But what's so funny, right? 2017, I saw the same people making the same mistakes that I was making back then, doing it this time around. And I kind of just sat there and watched them, and they're like, yeah, I just got some Safe Moon, or, I just got, whatever it is, whatever coin that they were chasing, Doge or Shiba Inu. I was looking at Shiba Inu at 5,000 when it was on it's like the 5,000th spot. And for some reason I didn't buy it and it went crazy. I think it's just because I'm like too dedicated to one thing, but
which is better because it's you're still going to beat the market, period, end of story, just by sitting on Hex.
Right.
Even if you don't have it staked, you're beating the market. And
I'm getting paid.
It's funny now. So my family knows that, we've done well in crypto and everything. And now they're starting to come out of the woodwork and ask, hey, can I talk to you about crypto? Or they'll say something, or like even at my kids' like ball game or whatever, like, hey man, your wife said you were out of town doing crypto stuff. What do you do? And I tell them a little bit about it. And then the funny thing is that they always say the same things, man. They say, well, what do you think about Doge? Or what can you tell me about Shiba Inu?
All the time.
Hey, I'm in Cardano right now, but I'm thinking I'm going to get into XRP, and I don't want to, bust their bubbles or whatever, but I just tell them, I just go, it's all crap. It's all a bunch of garbage. I said, in 2017, when the dump happened, 2018, I was done with crypto. I had enough. I was literally done with it. It was like, this is the biggest fucking scam I've ever seen because of the way these guys operated. I was in back rooms where people were, making calls and doing, pump and dump schemes and all this other crap. And they were sending out these calls to people and buying in big money and pumping the price and then pulling the rug, and saw all that stuff, man. I saw people doing that crap. And so you just kind of like, you get sick of it. You're like, well, this thing didn't work out. Because when I read, Satoshi's white paper and what it was supposed to do and what Bitcoin was, I was like, well, this is better than just some type of financial product app like Cash App or, PayPal or whatever. This is different. This is a way to go after the system, fight the system, you know, and,
Mm-hmm.
but somewhere along the way around 2014, 15, crypto lost its way and it started turning into the speculative freaking gambling, you know, house of ill repute or whatever, you know, and it was just, it
Yeah.
was degenerate. And so for the new people who got in like 16 and 17, all they came in knowing was, oh, we're trading speculative assets and we're gambling and we're rolling the dice. And some people are getting very, very rich and others are getting wrecked. So it was very discouraging. It was very discouraging to see crypto doing that. And they haven't changed their stripes. They're still, you know, they still got the same stripes today, you know, and all these promise coins, all of these, you know, leaders of these other coins, they've done nothing. They've done nothing to fix their products. They've done nothing to fit in the space better. They've done nothing to improve on anything. They've done nothing. I mean, excuse me. I think that the problem is there's almost too much work to be done to unfuck their stuff that they don't want to. They've got too much pride to start over and fix and make something else. And they'd rather just pull the Silicon Valley narrative and say, well, we'll just sell news all the time. We'll just sell news and promises all the time. And so it's gone from degenerate gambling to selling promises and news. And that's where crypto went to. And I was ready to get out, man.
Yeah.
So I don't know if
I
that's
totally
where you
lost.
were.
Yeah, I totally lost all interest after 2017. After that run up, that's kind of what brought me in. You know, I've always been a sports cards collector. You know, 2012 brought me into the sports card world. Back when RG3, the football player, Andrew Luck, that 2012 year, Bryce Harper, you Darvish, all those guys came up during that time. And then you had basketball, which was a 2-year, right? So you had like Kyrie Irving, Kawhi Leonard, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, all those rookie cards, Anthony Davis. So I just like kind of got into that. I was collecting. 2017 come around, I just collected all the way through there. 2017 came around, I got into Bitcoin. Started buying up Bitcoin, you know, bought half a Bitcoin during that bull market. Pretty much just sat on it, right? I rode that thing all the way down to 3,000. You know, look what strong hands will do for you, though. You know, like if you have strong hands, you're going to get paid. And that's just the way that it is. And you know, every time I sell something early, I always regret it. It's just the way that it has been in the past. And I feel like if you sell in Hex now, you're going to regret it, like in the future. But you know, yeah, so I lost interest as soon as that bull run happened in 2017. And my pops hit me up back in 2019 again. And he said, hey, you need to check out this dude named Richard Hart, and you need to check out this project named Hex. And it's like I said, it's just been a wrap from that. I'm just like, my confidence in, like, you know, I don't know. I'm on a new level now, you know, and you probably know what I mean when I say that. Like, I'm on a new level, you know.
In many more ways than one. Yeah, I mean, it was the strength that this product has given to those of us who have been working in it from the beginning is phenomenal. I mean, the things that I'm doing now behind the scenes, the things that I'm building, things that I'm working on are next level shit altogether than I've ever been involved in. I'm sitting in rooms now where there are some extremely intelligent, extremely wealthy people that are building extremely sophisticated, you know, products and systems and networking systems for the community. I mean, it's just insane, the different level, because when Richard changed crypto, and that's what he did, you know, he was the only voice of reason out there in 2018 when everything else was screaming and lying about what was happening because everybody was in denial. You know, the minute it happened, Richard said, it's done. It's over. 3 years of a bear market. Forget about it. You know, pack it up, guys. It's all over. And then when he said that, it broke my freaking heart. I was like, holy shit. Is this really what's happening? You know? Yeah. And he was right. He was 100% right. While everybody else was saying, you know, no, this isn't happening. Don't look, don't watch, don't listen to those people. Richard was the only one out there saying, hey, it's over, guys. Pack it up. Time to regroup. And so as much as I hated hearing what he had to say, I had a lot of respect for that. And I thought, well, this guy here knows what he's talking about. And then, you know, poking around, listening, he said he's going to do something. So it's like, if this guy's going to do something, he's the only one I've ever heard with integrity saying something like, hey, it's over with. Then I'm going to listen to him and see what he has to say. And, you know, Richard gave me no reason. Now all the hours of streaming, no matter how cringy his persona was with, you know, all of his garb and his, you know, I mean, look who's talking, a guy that's streaming from a pirate ship, right? I mean, no matter how he came across, how swarmy he came across, I really liked him. I really liked his personality. I really liked his integrity. I liked his message. I liked how he portrayed it. I liked how he exposed things in the crypto world that we hadn't known. And like, for instance, the whole, you know, the Bitcoin bugs that I never even knew existed until Richard started talking about them. As soon as I started doing my research, I didn't have to search very much and it was all there. You know, Bitcoin had inflation bugs, you know, and all that stuff was pushed under the rug and not spoke about. I mean, I shudder to think that these funds would have been set up had they known all of the details about how shitty Bitcoin is built and the problems that it has had and could have in the future. I mean, just to make Bitcoin function properly, they have to do a forklift overhaul on the damn thing in order to get it to work right, to do what people want it to do. And there's already products out there that work better than Bitcoin that use Bitcoin. You know, I mean, I mean, wrapped Bitcoin works better than Bitcoin. I mean, it's just, it's a sad state of affairs, but these financial institutions that put so much money into this last bull run actually gambled on that thing, you know, pumping. So what's going to happen this next time around? You know, can they get away with another narrative that, oh, Bitcoin's going to be all right. Oh, we're finally going to have Lightning Network or all this other crap that they keep claiming is going to happen. Right. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't see it happening, but Richard was talking about, you know, something different. And now here we are with something different.
Yeah. And with Hex, right? Like, it's completed. There's no promises. There's no hopium. It's just straight cash, homie, you know. Like,
well, like, it's completed, like you said. And Bitcoin's completed too, but it's broke. It was built bad. But Hex wasn't built bad. Hex was built properly. And Hex is a great product. It hasn't been hacked. Richard tweeted that out today. It hasn't been hacked. It hasn't been down. You can't stop it. You can't turn it off. You can't change the fact that it's going to yield what it's going to yield. You know, I mean, there's no telling what the dollar value of Hex is ever going to be. So far, it's been nothing but upside. So far, it's been nothing but moving up and to the right after over a year and a half of operation. But I do know that the staking function works flawlessly, and everybody who has staked has made a new position, a better position than they were from the beginning, because automatically you make more Hex, and there's nothing that stops you from making more Hex. It can't be shut off. It can't be you know, funneled down. It can't be throttled back. Hex does what Hex does, period, end of story. You can't stop it. and it's just
Right.
straight math. And people don't realize that it is as good and solid investment as Bitcoin, but better, because it's
Yeah.
real programmable money that has been immutably solidified out there for you to do what you want with it. It's actually freedom to do what you want with your money, with your investment.
That's it.
That's it. It's that simple, as Wells will say, right?
Yeah. I like Wells. I actually follow him pretty religiously on Twitter. I like what he's preaching on there. He's preaching about more than just making money. He's talking facts, like real life stuff too, and I appreciate that. People that take a stand for the truth and shout out to Wells.
Shout out to Wells. Good night, inviting freedom. She said her eyelashes have fallen off. She's going to bed.
Okay. Good night.
Good night to you.
Nice meeting you, Freedom.
Yeah. So now somebody said Wales. Now they're mad at the charts. I guess they're mad at the charts. I don't know. How can they be mad at charts now? Are they saying our charts are faked?
No, I think because I follow. Because he's always talking about how people that missed on Hex are hoping for it. They're hoping for it to have a pullback. They think it's coming down. And so Wells is saying now they're mad at the charts because the charts ain't showing that.
Yeah, it's I got news for you. It's not. The dip has been canceled, guys. It has been canceled. Like, and you will not you catch what you think is a dip is all you can do. I've got a good friend that was he's actually in the sizzle reel for the new documentary that's being filmed. And he waited and waited and waited. I mean, a lot of it was fear. He didn't want to upset his wife by putting a lot of their life savings into a cryptocurrency. But he was hoping for a dip. Was he in a
trailer? Was he the guy at the house?
Yeah, he is in the sizzle reel. Yeah. And now this is a guy who has gotten into everything with me in the last 10 12 15 years. We've been friends for 15 years. Everything that I've ever had him get involved in, he just handed me his credit card. Here, go ahead, put me in. I'm in. Whatever you're doing, I'm doing. And then Hex, of course, I didn't go and bug him about it. I did not bug him about Hex. And finally, when I did, it was like Hex was really pumping, and I knew it was solid. I knew it was like, okay, I have to tell him about it. Told him about it. He was a little pissed I didn't tell him sooner, but but he didn't get all the way in. He kind of came to the table, got his money into Coinbase, and like held it in USDC. Just held it there. Like, man, I'm gonna wait for a dip. Dip never came. Just kept pumping harder and harder. And I could see the frustration growing with him. And he was just like, oh man, I should have got in then. And then what happened was eventually I said, hey, look, I got a crew that's doing a documentary. They'd love to talk to a guy like you and watch you push that button, that green buy button. And I said, if I send them over, they're going to, get you to do that. And that's what happened. They went over there and he kind of forced his hand. And he hit that green button and spent their life savings on Hex.
Wow. That's
right in front of his wife. She still hasn't talked to me.
Oh, man.
So anyway, yeah.
His
so it
face
was
when he says it, he's like, yeah, I just did it all. Is she the one that was like, it's all fake quarters or whatever?
Yeah, she calls them imaginary quarters is what she calls them. She says they're just internet quarters, imaginary quarters. And that's what my mother-in-law says. My mother-in-law comes over and says, like she'll come up to me and with her hands out and say, oh, hey, I've got some cryptocurrency right here in my hands. You want some? I mean, she's not singing that tune anymore, but that's just
Right.
recent. But
It's
before, that's
yeah.
the way it was. She was like,
The
"Oh, hey, I
tunes
got some
change.
cryptocurrency right here. Can you give me some money for them?"
Hmm.
People,
I get a
you
lot of
know,
that too. It's like until it's in my hand, my mom is like, until it's in my hand. I'm like, all right.
yeah, and you got to realize that that's just from a lifetime of scams. A lifetime of scams out there. People have been run. I mean, these pyramid schemes, and I'm talking about real pyramid schemes. I'm not talking about network marketing where it's tiered marketing where you're like stretching out all of the value of the commissions throughout about as many people as you can. I'm talking about a real pyramid scheme where you come in and those guys that pay for the people on the top level and the next level and the next level and the next level, and it just keeps coming. Those things started in the 60s and 70s. I mean, then there was three-car Montes and all kinds of. So there's been scams, people trying to steal your money or take your disenfranchise you from your money. From the dawn of time. I mean, whenever there was money, there was always somebody trying to steal it, trying to get it from you. And it's not there's nothing new under the sun. And people are guarded, people are guarded from that. So that's why we get a lot of
Yeah.
what we get. But what people don't understand is that money has changed. In the 70s, they got away from the gold standard. Now we have the fractional reserve system, and money has changed. And because money has changed, people are having a hard time understanding it because now with this fractional reserve banking and digital currency being, implemented, people are disconnected from their money. All transactions used to be done either by a check system where, you wrote a check. Credit cards didn't come out until, the 60s and 70s. And, everybody was paying in cash. Everything was cash. Well, it's gone, man. The cash is gone. And now it's all digits. And these digits operate on systems. And the banks monitor these systems. And the banks are the ones creating the fractional reserve. And the banks are the ones receiving the inflation. And the banks are the ones that are paying that inflation out into all these loans and all of these defaulting loans and all these things that are hurting our economy and making it even worse and worse and worse. So the banking system has just turned into this very, very bloated fat cat system that has done nothing for the common working man. Because I'm a common working man. All I've seen, and there's a guy in the community named Dustin Hawks, and he posted
I
a
know him. I
chart.
follow him.
Yeah, he posted a chart that shows the spending power of your dollar throughout the years. Back when taxes were the highest, your dollar had the most spending value. Back in the 20s and whatnot. And there was an insane tax back then. Well, as things have changed, as the wealthy have made systems to where they run the Fed, they run the money system, they run all the value, they run the markets. They have created this situation where the common man's spending money since the 80s has been next to nil, flatlined. I mean, it crashed and burned, and it's been flatlined ever since. And, me as a common working guy who worked, 14, 16 hours a day for 6 days, 7 days a week, my whole freaking life, I watched the value of my money, even though I got raises and got bumped up and this and that, I watched the value of my money shrink. I watched my buying power shrink. I watched my vacations get shorter and less fun.
Yeah.
I watched my kids get less and less as the future came. I watched my pension plan and my savings plan dwindle and dwindle and dwindle and turn into something that didn't look anything like my father's and my grandfather's pensions and retirement plans. So it's been gut wrenching to watch what has happened. And what people don't understand is that it's this inflation monster, this inflation vehicle that the dollar has created that has squashed us all. And it's not because, everybody likes to blame the government. Oh, the government, they, them. It's not the government. It's the powers that be that have the money, that have created the laws, that have bought your government, that have put all of these things in place so that they can continue to hold power and they can continue to get richer. So it's really where it is. I really hate these people saying the government this, the government that. It's like, no. You don't understand. Your government has been bought and paid for And
it's plug
those
and play
people
now.
aren't the problem. The problem is you need to go to K Street and sweep that fucking place up. K Street's where all the problems are. But anyway, that's a whole deeper another conversation for another time.
Hey,
but it's about
I'm down.
It's about inflation, man. It's about inflation. Inflation exists in everything, in every currency model, in Bitcoin, in the dollar, in Hex. But it's how that creation is responsibly developed and put into the market. Obviously, the dollar is the worst violator of it. Period. End of story. It's just horrendous. The inflation system in the dollar is, and now especially with what they've done with all these bailouts and stuff, is freaking just a joke.
And they're right now. Aren't they currently trying to pass another 3.5 trillion?
Yeah. What's going to happen then? So what they did by doing that now. I can't.
That's going to push Hex price up. That's what that's going to do.
It is what it's going to do. It's going to make Hex an even more tantalizing product as time goes on. Hex is already positioned very, very, very well within the financial institutional, space. People are going to clamor for it. When insurance companies find Hex or find a way to be involved in Hex, they're going to be aping into it like nothing. XRP has always claimed that it was going to be this thing that, but there's no mechanism there for XRP to work for these institutions. Hex, on the other hand,
it away,
gives the institution an opportunity to operate the contract on their own. It gives an insurance company the opportunity to operate the contract on their own, set up their time horizons, set up the times that they come unstaked, set up their financial advisors with time tools to service their customers and their clients and whatnot. So Hex is a beautiful, beautiful thing once people realize what it is, and once they realize the inflation model is absolutely genius. I mean, that alone, the shares is a whole big bundle to unwrap and talk about the shares and how brilliant that is and how Nobel Prize winning it is. But I keep focusing on the inflation lately because that I think the inflation tool, the inflation function, is really what's going to turn the world's eye to Hex eventually. The share price and how that mechanism works is great. But we're going to see yield change as more people start to stake. So right now it's absolutely crazy to say you're getting 40, 50, 60% yield on your Hex value.
Some of them I got 100%, man.
Exactly. Now that might have been big.
I'm going to 2x every year. Like, it's ridiculous.
It's crazy. And so the potential for Hex to change the world is really in its inflation model. It really doesn't. The shares are going to change. Yeah, they're going to go up in value. Yeah, they're going to turn to B shares and M shares and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, the yield is going to change. And it can't change too much because of the OA and how the OA handles liquidity. But even the OA is going to get watered down and what do you call it? Kind of liquidated out of its power. But it's going to take a long time, and it'll be a long, long time before that happens. But by that time, the system is going to be functioning so well for the world that the inflation model is what's really going to be focused on, because the inflation of Hex is coming into the market into stakes, and it's going into 15-year, 10-year, 7-year, 5-year, 3-year stakes.
Yeah.
So that means the inflation is not coming into the marketplace like every other currency, like even Bitcoin. Even the wonderful, wonderful thing that Bitcoin is, its inflation model sucks because it's going to nefarious characters that are running the mining operations. Let's face it, Bitcoin is fucked because of the mining. Because of mining, Bitcoin sucks. Because of mining, it will never be a decentralized function of real cryptocurrency. It is going to take a proof of stake model, not a proof of work model, to really bring crypto to the market, because this proof of work model is garbage. It's absolute trash. It doesn't work. Yes, it solved the spend problem for a moment, but there's better ways to solve it. There's more efficient ways to solve it. And now that you have programmable money, since Vitalik actually fixed that part of crypto and said, hey, now we can program it. Well, Hex just capitalized on all the things. Immutable contract like Bitcoin, but functions better. And it has a smart contract where you can stake it and create the inflation of the coin by holding proof of stake and holding that coin. And the strongest of hands are the ones that are going to make the biggest gains in Hex. So guess what that means? That the inflation, some of that inflation may never see the light of day. It's going to continue to be restaked because I know what I'm doing, and I know that the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because of the way Hex functions. It has nothing to do with what I want to do personally. I know that in order to keep my wealth, my generational wealth, my family's wealth, I'm going to need to peel off what I need to survive and what I need to do with my life and what I need to live comfortably when I do what I want, when I want, where I want, with who I want to do it in the style that I want to do it in. I am going to put the rest of it back into stakes. And some of that is going to be inflation that comes out that is never going to see the light of day. So
facts. And then you got to look at the burned coins too, right? Like everything that we burned during post-sacrifice.
All the tokens that are burned, all the tokens that have burned, are never to be seen again. A lot of the OA coins, more than likely, we will never see again. So it's really there's really hardly any liquid Hex out there to purchase. Like you could not buy a shark wallet today. You could not buy yourself into a shark position today. It's virtually impossible.
I try. I'm still trying to. Like I'm a squid and I can't get out of the squid zone. Like I'm like hard stuck in like the squid zone.
Which isn't a bad thing because squids are millionaires now, right?
Yeah, I guess.
Not a bad
I'm trying to be
position
humble
to be
about that.
It's and that's another thing, I mean, I know that, there's a lot of Hex flexing going on and all that, but Hexicans truly are, humble about what they're doing. And even though a lot of them are flexing and showing some of the money that they've made, it's okay to dance in the end zone. I mean, this community of any community deserves it because you guys all paid the price, from the haters to actually get to say, we fucking told you and we won. So fuck you. I mean, this community of any community should be able to say that, should be able to do that, should be able to dance in the end zone,
Yeah.
And then
I like what Richard said. He said it the best. He said, get it shoved in your face. It's time to get it shoved in your face. You had a chance. You didn't take it. Get it shoved in your face. And that's what we're doing to everybody else pretty much right now.
And that's what Freddie Quotes' video was. It was like, you know what? In a disrespectful way, fuck you. Really. It's like you guys came at us hard. You guys came at our founder hard. You guys came at Hex hard. And every one of us bitch slapped you. Richard bitch slapped you. We bitch slapped you. And Hex bitch slapped all of crypto. All of it. You guys nothing performed better than Hex. Nothing is still performing better than Hex. We're number 3 crypto in a year and a half.
Top 3. Just
number
like in the video,
3.
Top 3.
Number 3, you bitches. We fucking
top 3
won.
Crypto.
And now we have to act like it. Now it's okay, like I said, to do a dance in the end zone, but we won the war. It's over. Now it's time to pick up the pieces and tell everybody, okay, now that we've won, it's time for you to listen. It's time for us to show you what this is about. It's time for all of crypto to shift and get away from the degenerate gambling and the trading bullshit. Get out of all that crap DeFi is here.
All day.
DeFi is here. It works. You can use DeFi. You don't have to go out there and KYC and do all that bullshit. Manage your own crypto, manage your own money, manage your own wealth. It's there for you. There are tools. There are lots of tools, and there's more tools coming. I mean, you know, I know that the end of the year is coming. A lot of Hexicans have made money, and they're looking for tools and ways to do these things. There's a lot of different tools, from like people, you know, completely just walking away from taxes and doing the what do you call that? The row thing, to people that are, you know, setting up with their CPAs, shelters and trusts and things like that, so that they can continue to live in the US or live in their country of choice. So, I mean, go out and do what it is you got to do to make your way, you know, and use your resources and your tools to change your life, because they're out there. They're out there. And you just have to find them. Find yourself a good CPA. Find yourself now that's financial advice. Go find yourself a good CPA that understands crypto. Advice. Now, my CPA here, she's brilliant, and she understood crypto a little bit, only because she had a couple of clients that had crypto, and she's seen some of the things that Coinbase had done and the 1099 they send out and all that. So she's dealt with that. She's dealt with the trading and how much it was costing. But when I sat her down and I told her about Hex, man, she couldn't sleep that whole night. And she just came back to me and said, man, this thing is, I gotta know more. I gotta know more. So, you know, went back to her and taught her more about, you know, the good accounting feature, the staking function, what that means, DeFi, how to use a wallet. What does it mean to get it out of Coinbase and into the internet and sending it to somebody else? Or, you know, where does your crypto go from there? Who owns it? How does ownership even monitored? You know, all these different things that CPAs need to learn about Hex in order to make your life, you know, above board and function better. It's an amazing tool. Hex is an amazing tool.
Totally. And I wish I could have told Dave better, like the way that you can, you know, the way that you could break it down. I don't think I would have had as much time with Dave to have told him everything that we just discussed.
Yeah. No, but you don't with your elevator pitch, you know, you don't. So let's run through this real quick. So now we've been chatting for an hour. Thanks, D'Artagnan, for the $9.99. Let's go through it real quick, and let's see here. Let me share your screen, and we'll just go through a little bit of what happened here with Dave Portnoy. Hold on a second. Boom, there it is. All right. So does that put us on the deal? There we go. All right. So here's let's make it full screen. There we go. People can hear us. So let's play it.
But I want to take this opportunity. I want to take this opportunity to tell you about a cryptocurrency I got.
Oh, I don't want to hear crypto. I don't. It's crypto. What are you gonna tell me about crypto? I'm gonna believe in a crypto, right?
So I got a crypto, man. You can stake. There's guys that are staking it, right? They lock it up for 30 days, and they're getting paid interest on top of that. And that interest is like, I mean, you make $10,000 just by
you
staking
crypto
it.
Guys all have a story. You can't tell one crypto. The next crypto guy is gonna be like, if you.
Okay, so let's stop right there. He gave the straight answer that everybody out there is hearing, right? It's like, look, you guys, all of you got a story, and he's right, man. Everyone's got a story, and they're all like assholes. They stink. Every fucking crypto story out there stinks, man. It's been a really bad time in the crypto space for trying to prove something has integrity or is trustworthy or is a good investment. This is coming from a guy who runs a gambling site. This is a fucking gambling guy right here. This guy doesn't give up. He's a fucking degenerate gambler himself, right? He's trying to take people's money. So this is coming from him. Like, you guys all got a fucking story. I can't trust a goddamn one of you. So let's go back.
Take this and hold it for 10 minutes. It's gonna be worth $10 million in 5 seconds.
Well, can I show you what I made in?
I believe you, but they all say it.
So November of 2019.
These crypto guys are obviously.
What's up, man?
So he said, I believe it, but you're all the same. I know you made some money. I know people are making money off of this thing. I know it. It's a speculation tool. Yeah, you made money. Yeah, it pumped, but it's gonna dump eventually. And that's what these people are thinking.
So November of 2019, I got in. I paid maybe $1,500 to get into this.
Yep.
Thing. It's called Hex. It's the top 3 crypto now.
Someone just tweeted at me that you were coming.
So,
They did.
Yeah. So that was me. I was trying to tell everybody I wanted to tell you about it.
So you're saying 15 grand went to 2 million? Is that what you're telling me?
Yes.
It's
that top 3 cryptocurrency.
If it's too good to be true.
Top 3 cryptocurrency.
When did you get in?
I got in 2019 of November.
Yeah, you got in early. That's great.
No.
Oops. What the hell happened? Oh, commercial. Hold on a second.
Oh, but it's still going up.
Okay. Yeah, but you got in early. Well,
Yeah, it's the same old song.
What Mr. Portnoy doesn't understand. See, he doesn't understand what early meant to Bitcoin and how much of a time frame is still early. I mean, at 65,000 was 2017. Even if you bought a few Bitcoins for $20,000 a piece, that was still early in 2017, wasn't it? So we went from 2010 to 2017, and that was all still early. So getting into Bitcoin at that time was still early. Where are we at with Hex? We're in year 1.5.
Yeah.
We're still very, very early. I think what was, maybe somebody could put in the chat, what was Bitcoin at a year and a half? Or was it? How much was it? Was it 30 cents yet? Or what was it? I'd like to know if somebody throws it in the chat. But I mean, think about how early that was, how Bitcoin was in its first year and a half. No ads. Oh yeah. Okay. You know what, man? I don't like Brave browser. I kind of started to use Brave browser. You can give a shit less about the ads. I don't know. It just, anyway, they pissed me off they got kind of hacked on their crypto wallet. So I was a little shaken by Brave, but it's hard. I can't stream on Brave. I stream on Chrome. Anyway, just the way it works. It's just Brave's just a pain in the ass. Anyway, so let's go back to this.
I mean, this thing, if you want to look at are you a chart guy?
No.
You're not a chart guy? Neither am I. But if you just hold on to it, it just goes up. And then you're just going to you can make tons of money. You ain't got to worry about looking at it every day.
Listen, the crypto guys, they're all.
Yeah. It's okay.
I missed the boat. I missed the wave on it.
It's all right. I mean, 2 million is
sideliner.
There he goes. He said he missed the wave on it. He missed the wave. Yeah. You got it. His wingman over there, right?
Yeah, it's like you don't even know this dude, and I don't even want to get into it. But it's like you don't even know this dude. Plus, this dude is like a rich dude, and you're defending. I don't get it. It don't make no sense.
You've done great.
2 million is not.
But that's 2019.
What would hurt you if you just bought a little bit?
If I bought every Bitcoin that someone told me to buy, I'd be sleeping on a garbage bag of useless Bitcoins. Everybody, everywhere I go, it's this Bitcoin, that Bitcoin, this Bitcoin. You got to take a stand somewhere. You can't have all the Bitcoin.
All right. Well, I mean,
I'm good for you. You killed it. You nailed it.
Yeah. I just wanted to get my pitch.
So.
Yeah, man. Good luck to you.
Thank you. And you nailed. Congrats. I mean, you were early. You were smarter than me. I'm late. I missed Bitcoin.
This is a better Bitcoin. This Bitcoin. I know. Trust me.
Do you know how?
Okay, so right there, he's heard that a bazillion times, and it's true.
Right?
They've all heard this stuff, and the problem with this situation here is trust. It's all about trust, and that's with any of this stuff. That's what it's about, is trust, and people, definitely don't trust somebody off the streets that are bringing a product to them that comes from a space that they don't trust. So really a lot of this falls on deaf ears because of that. Now I did the same thing. I actually met who was that driver at little short guy with the dark hair, NASCAR driver for many, many years. He was the top driver.
Jeff Gordon?
Jeff Gordon. I pitched him a network marketing product thinking that, hey, Jeff Gordon fits right in his deal. He's a wine guy. This thing that I had was kind of like that. And I gave him a bunch of product and he just kind of, yeah. And it nobody even, it never went anywhere. But I got in front of him thinking that was the way and the right thing to do. And to be honest, I'd rather have people in my circle that trust me, that kind of trust my judgment, get involved than try and shill to people like this. So let me explain something to everybody. The network effect is real. The network effect works. And your sphere of influence, the sphere of influence that you have as a human being, is much more powerful than any pitch out there. Because let me throw a situation at you guys. So let's just say you're driving down the road, wake up in the morning. Wake up in the morning, you look at the TV, they're pitching you Domino's pizza. Later on in the day, you're driving down the road and you see the freaking Domino's pizza ad up on the side of the freeway. Drive by, you see a car delivering Domino's, got a Domino's light on top of it. Get home, you're sitting down, there's a Domino's freaking ad in your mailbox. Your boy comes over, watch the game with you. Say, hey man, let's get some pizza, and it's like, okay, hey, I got a Domino's ad right there. And man, Domino's pizza sucks, man. We got to go over here and get us some peanut pizza, And so you listen to your buddy. Why? Because he influenced you into it. Even though you were marketed to all day, you got influenced into it because your buddy told you that this was the better way to go, So marketing, relationship marketing, people actually working their sphere of influence is much more powerful than any kind of, shilling to these power people like the crypto folks that are out there that we shill to on Twitter and all that kind of stuff. If people would literally just work their spheres of influence and help others work their spheres of influence when it comes to getting the word out about Hex, we'll blow this thing up like in no time. The networking effect just conflagrates. And that's really what's happening. Hex is growing because of, I got a couple of friends in that trust me, trust my judgment, and got involved. And they got a couple friends in, they got a couple friends in, they're getting the word out. And that's how the networking effect has really poured out there. All of the streams that we did with BitBoy and trying to, convince people like Tone Vase and Peter freaking Craphead and all these other fuckers, we have gotten nowhere with any of them. But Hex is growing. Why is Hex growing? Because people who care about their sphere of influence are explaining what Hex is about to them. I've got a banker, Cheetah, who's in the chat room, and he's onboarding people like crazy from people who trust him, not through the bank, not through customers, but through people who trust him and trust his judgment. So he's bringing more people in because of the networking effect, because he's working his sphere of influence, people that trust him, that trust his judgment. So, although a valiant effort here, and very cool that you got in front of this guy who's a big deal. I don't know who he is, to be honest, but yeah, it took balls to go in there and do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like when you're going to a pitch, it's in like that you're going to a pitch. You're gonna study that pitch. You're gonna work on that pitch, and when I got there, Manny was like, "Hey, the dude's there," and then the camera started rolling. I walked across the street. I helped him. I helped him with what street he was on, and the whole time in my mind, I was like, "I'm gonna pitch to him. No, I'm not. I'm gonna pitch to him. No, I'm not. I'm gonna pitch to him." And then it just so happened I walked up to him and he was like, I was like, "Hey man, you got a second?" And he was like, "Oh, you want a picture?" Because he was taking pictures with everybody. Mm-hmm. So I was like, "No, man, I don't want a photo with you." I hope I didn't make him mad about that, but You know, that's when I was like, I'd like to take this opportunity to tell you about it. Now, there was a lot of things that was cut, so that wasn't the complete pitch. There was a lot of things that was taken out. You know, I think I looked at it at one point that the camera was like hex.com. So there was a lot of things that was taken out. I showed a mistake too that, see, some people are visual. I showed a mistake because during that time, there was a stake that came due. I think it was like after 90 days, and it was that $234,000 or $234 million stake that made $4 million. And I think it was like 30 to 90 days was the stake. And I was just trying to show him how powerful the machine is. I just wanted to show him that. And that's not in the video as well. I'm not trying to I'm not coming on here to try to explain, you know, myself. You know, that was a very nerve-wracking moment. As soon as I looked up, I don't know if you see me when I look up at the camera and I'm like, oh, what's up, man? That's when I realized, oh crap, the camera's still rolling. They're going to do a video on this. So I think I either overthought things or I kind of got shook in the moment. But
it's a hard situation to be put in, man. I mean, that took big balls. You know, my hat's off to you for that.
I appreciate it.
Don't think that I'm belittling your efforts. Your efforts are freaking strong, and it takes balls to do that. I don't know if I could do it to somebody that I knew, respected, and, you know, well, I probably could, but I don't know if I could have just straight up, you know, shilled. I've always built things slowly, long term, trickle, tease, take away, you know, let people see what it's about and then take it away from them. I love the takeaway. Because, you know, you get them chomping at the bit for it, you know. Like right now, my whole family is chomping at the bit. They're like, okay, come on. You got to show me how. You know, I got people need to show me how. Yeah. Well, remember when I told you when it was under a penny? Now it's 40 something cents. Oh man, they're devastated. They hate it, but it's still early. Yeah. It's still early. You know, it is still very, very early, but I like to take away.
Yeah. Sorry. This is another thing that I got going on in my mind. And the next hex run up, right? Like, so I feel like we were able to get at least maybe anywhere from 500,000 to possibly, you know, 1 million viewers just off of each different, if you lump all the different media sites that he has, right? That he pumps all this stuff out on, you know, YouTube alone, like what's the view count on that right there that you see?
340,000 views.
340,000 views. I was able to get that hex.com top 3 crypto. I was able to get that, you know, my offer of, hey, what if I just
we've never done that here. We hit 100,000 views, I think, just recently.
Yeah.
With everything,
what happened
all of our
was,
streams.
Yeah. And what happened is when this video come out, we had just kind of got done off of our last run, which the last run was the King run. I mean, we haven't seen a run like that. Like, I've never been a part of anything like that in my entire life. Like, that was sick.
Well, the April-May run of 2020 was pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, that one was sick too. Where didn't we go to like a penny or something? Or it was
no, we didn't quite go to a penny. No, we were.
Okay,
we pumped
it was short of a penny. Okay,
but that took us out of those. We were getting close to, you know, getting into tenths of pennies at that point. It was freaking phenomenal.
Yeah. So what I'm thinking is, we've got oversight now, or not oversight, but we've got sight, right? Like, people have seen this video. Hex is on their radar. They might be following. You know, of course, we got a whole bunch of what are we playing here? You know, speculation, right? Or I'm speculating now on the people that are watching Hex like a hawk, right? So I put them on that. When they see this next run go, I think the FOMO in on this one, you know, I'm not saying that I'm going to create any FOMO that's going to be bigger than what we're already going to have. But I mean, I think people's ears, they know, they see it. I mean, my whole workplace saw this video and they're all into it now. Everybody at work is buying Hex. I got people going on 1 hour long rants about how bullish Hex is, PulseChain, P-Hex, like it's absolute madness. Like I just walk around proud because like everywhere I go, I'm seeing people pitching Hex to each other at work. And I'm like, yo, this is wild. So, you know,
no, what I'd say,
I might not have, yeah.
It's about a viral event, you know. There's going to be many viral events. There's going to be bigger streamers in Hex. There's going to be more money bags coming into Hex than there are today. There are going to be bigger whales come into Hex than there are today.
Yes,
Hex
sir.
has not seen its biggest people yet. We haven't seen the biggest streamers yet. We haven't seen the biggest viral event happen yet. And it's coming, and we don't know where it's going to come from. It could come from something just like this, you know. I mean, 340,000 views in one video. That's monstrous. Like I said, I think we hit 100,000 just recently. Not too many that months ago that happened. And that's, this one video crushed our numbers.
Just on YouTube.
And just on YouTube.
He went on Facebook. It's on OneBite. It's on his OneBite app. So if you download a OneBite app, you can watch this video on there. And that's pretty much predominantly where everybody watches their videos on, because people.
Yeah, so you probably got 1 million views on that thing,
Oh gosh, yeah. Like this thing is ridiculous. Like this is probably, I'm not trying to like boast or anything, but this is probably the one big the next is going to be Richard the Netflix documentary. That's going to be crazy. Yeah. But I'm just, the pitch might have been bad, but Hex
don't beat yourself up over that
one. Hex is out there. And one day, maybe not now, but people will remember. It'd be like, I think I remember that dude talking about Hex. Yeah, he said it was a top 3 crypto, and now it's number 1. And I'm gonna have to go buy some of that. So yeah, man. So I'm glad I did it now, regardless of whatever.
I'm glad you did too. You did a great job. Whether you thought the pitch was great or not, or whether it fell on deaf ears or not, is not the point. The point is that you got the word out. You had the balls to actually talk to somebody of that caliber and get it out there. And hey, Hex was mentioned by this guy, and he had 340,000 views on one YouTube clip. So, I mean, that's huge, man. So good job. Well done. And it's been good getting to know you, man. It's been good knowing now that we got another Hexican here that's got some balls. We appreciate you. You got to come on and hang out the effing hangout with us.
I will, man. Just send me an invite anytime. If I'm not working, or if I'm not busy, running after my kids or whatnot, I'll hop on and chit chat and hang out with you guys.
Right on. Appreciate you, crypto guy. Hey, everybody follow him on Twitter. Keep shilling out this video.
Yeah. I also want to say one thing too, is like, with TA, with, all the chart guys and everything, shout out to you for all your work and everything like that. Shout out to all you, OGs, RG, Hexologist, all you guys that have laid the groundwork and paved the way. Thank you, Richard Hart, for making a great product. And I'll stand toe to toe any day of the week with whoever. It don't matter who you are. Those guys put their pants on the same way as I do. And I'll stand and I'll tell them about Hex all day long, and it'll be their loss if they decide that they don't want to get involved in it.
Yeah. And they don't have Hex. They don't have Hex.
Yeah, man. There is nothing like,
it's like having the biggest, baddest motherfucker in the playground behind you and going up against a bully, right? It's like,
that's it.
What do you got? What do you got? You got nothing. We're going to tear your ass up right now. So you might as well just sit down.
Well, I mean, we're winning. Like,
won.
We have the right, like you said, to be dancing in the end zone. We're winning right now.
Yep.
And there's no other crypto right now that compares to what we're doing, right? Like best performing asset of all time, right? Like we're doing some killer stuff right now. So, or as far as the time span that we've had out the gate, like we just came out the gate running. And
came hard.
You know, I just want to say one thing too, is like you can feel the bullish hype around what we are involved in right now.
Mm-hmm.
I've got people calling me every day. Either they're asking me how to get in, what they need to do, what they need to download, or they're calling me because they're thanking me because of what I've got them into, or they're calling me, you know, just to talk about it, you know, and it's just amazing. Like, you know, it changed my life. I never, you know, I was always an introvert and I never really went out and had too many friends and stuff like that. I lost a lot of my friends when I stopped drinking, you know what I mean? So now it's like, now I've got some different type of friends, and I'm not saying that, you know, drinking friends are bad, but I'm just saying like I got some deep down genuine friends that got my back to the day I die, and I know it because I helped them. Their lives are changed, and it's just like it's just like a tree, man. It's crazy, man. Hex is the bomb.
It is amazing.
Yeah, man. But yeah, there was just so much hype, right? There was just so much hype. So one more last story, real quick story, and I just want to emphasize this. 2019, right? I get into Hex, I get back into crypto, and I'm not gonna lie, right? Like I started dabbling with all these other coins, and I was dabbling with these coins, right? I was buying here and there, and I'm like, okay, I'm trying to diversify my portfolio. This is gonna be, you know, I'll be safe over here if this drops, and I'll be safe over here. And then Bitcoin takes a 50% haircut, and I lose 50% of my money. So I go up into the PulseChain chat, right? t.me/PulseChain.com, and I'm just hanging out in there, and the news, and just from listening and paying attention and learning from these guys, and I could just feel the hype. I could feel the hype. And I was like, there is no project out there right now. Everybody in all these other chats are complaining. They're sad. They lost all their money. These people are crying over here. Everywhere else I go, they're crying. But here in PulseChain, everyone's excited. Everyone's pumped. They're like, yo, we've got PulseChain coming out, sacrifice phases coming up. And I'm just like, yo, there is too much bullish news going on over here for me to not just sell all these coins. And I took a loss. And I literally turned it all to Hex, and I just waited, and boom, Hex just goes crazy. Sacrifice phase comes around. I take that Hex and I just dumped it in there. And I'm ready for Pulse. I'm ready for P-Hex. I'm ready for everything. And I'm just going to hold to the end of the world, man. And, you know, like shout out to all the Hexicans. Shout out to Richard Hart. You made an amazing project. Shout out to my dad. Dad, thank you so much. If it weren't for you, I probably would have missed everything. So, you know,
right on, my man.
Yeah, man. Like there's a family, you know, there's a family that's been built, and it's just, it's great, man. I'm sorry I went on my rant, but
that's all right. That's all right. Well, good job.
Shout
man.
out to you, RG, for having me on. Yeah.
It's all good, bro. Thanks for coming on and hanging with us. Good job with Dave Portnoy. Hey guys, we'll see you on the next one. Friday night hangout. Don't forget, that's your night. That's when all the Hexicans come on, do say their piece. And hey, if any haters want to come on, bring it. Let's talk.
Hey guys, also, yeah, one more thing. Get this. I wore this hat on purpose, and I'm trying to get his attention. All right. We don't have to give up yet. We can still get this guy. Make this thing go viral on Twitter, He's on Twitter all the time. That's his favorite spot. Make this hack go viral. Me, RG talking here, Discourse Syndicate, hashtag hacks, $ hacks, hex.com, everywhere. Like, we don't have to be done yet. You know, but anyways,
onward
thanks
and
again,
upward.
RG.
Thanks, crypto guy.
Yes, sir.
I'll talk to you guys later. Have a good one. We'll see you on Friday.